What if the secret to preserving your wealth wasn't in what you do, but in what you avoid? For centuries, the wisest minds didn't just chase riches, they protected them. And no one understood this better than Solomon, a man whose wealth was legendary, not because of what he gained, but because of what he refused to lose. Today, you're about to uncover 10 ancient warnings, principles so powerful that ignoring them has bankrupted empires, ruined dynasties, and left countless dreamers with nothing but regret. These aren't theories, they're financial laws, tested by time, ignored by the reckless, and mastered by the elite. By the end of this, you'll see money differently. You'll recognize the traps most never escape. And most importantly, you'll know exactly how to build wealth that lasts. Solomon didn't just teach success, he exposed failure. Because true wealth isn't just about making money, it's about not losing it. Think of it like this. You can work for decades, climb the ladder, and build an empire. But one unchecked weakness, one blind spot, and it all collapses. History's richest men didn't fall because they lacked ambition. They fell because they ignored timeless warnings. And today, the traps are even deadlier. We live in a world of instant gratification, predatory debt, and financial illusions. The average person is one bad decision away from ruin. But you're different, because you're about to learn the rules the wealthy never break. Let's begin. Warning 1, do not be lazy. Solomon called it the sluggard's curse, the slow erosion of potential through inaction. Here's the hard truth. Wealth doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who move. You can have the best ideas, the sharpest mind, the perfect opportunity. But if you delay, if you hesitate, if you let comfort dictate your days, poverty will find you first. The rich understand this. While others sleep, they act. While others procrastinate, they execute. Laziness isn't just doing nothing. It's doing just enough to survive, but never enough to thrive. Every morning, ask yourself, what one thing, if I do it today, will bring me closer to my goals? Then do it before anything else. Motion creates momentum. Warning 2, avoid foolish partnerships. Your network builds your net worth or destroys it. Solomon warned, walk with the wise and become wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. This isn't about cutting people off. It's about recognizing that not everyone deserves a seat at your table. The wrong business partner, they'll drain your resources, sabotage your reputation, and leave you with losses you never saw coming. The wrong mentor, they'll teach you their limits, not your potential. The wrong inner circle, they'll celebrate your distractions but resent your success. Audit your inner circle. Are they elevating you or holding you back? Align only with those who share your vision, discipline, and hunger for growth. Warning 3, stay away from get-rich-quick schemes. Solomon called it the folly of haste. The modern world is addicted to shortcuts, crypto pumps, guaranteed returns, overnight success stories, all illusions. Here's the reality. Fast money attracts fast losses. True wealth is built like a redwood tree, silently, steadily, with roots so deep no storm can knock it down. The rich don't chase trends, they build systems, they don't gamble, they invest. If an opportunity promises overnight riches, run. Instead, focus on one skill, one business, one investment strategy, and master it. Slow growth is permanent growth. Warning 4, don't love pleasure more than purpose. Solomon saw it firsthand, the downfall of those who chased comfort over legacy. Here's the paradox. Luxury is most dangerous when you can finally afford it. Because wealth isn't destroyed in poverty, it's destroyed in complacency. The moment you trade discipline for indulgence, momentum for comfort, or vision for temporary highs, you invite decline. Look around. The people obsessed with showing off cars, watches, and vacations, they're often one market crash away from ruin. But those who stay focused, they own the assets that fund those toys without the desperation to prove it. Before any major purchase, ask, is this funding my ego or my empire? Delay gratification until your wealth works harder than you do. Warning 5, beware of greed. Greed isn't ambition, it's ambition's poison. Solomon warned of the man who hastens to be rich, who cuts corners, exploits others, and sacrifices integrity for profit. And here's what happens. He loses it all because greed blinds. It turns smart people into reckless gamblers. It turns honest deals into schemes. And worst of all, it makes you poor long before the money's gone. True wealth isn't taken, it's built. It's not about having the most, but about needing the least. Audit your motives. Are you chasing wealth or freedom? One enslaves, the other empowers. Warning 6. Don't be wasteful, even kings budget. Solomon ruled nations, yet he understood. The wise store up wealth, but the fool spends all he gets. Waste isn't just about money, it's about attention, time, and energy. The rich don't just track dollars, they track leverage. Think of it like this. Every dollar spent on what depreciates, cars, clothes, status, is a dollar stolen from what appreciates, assets, education, freedom. For 1 month, track every expense. Then ask, did this purchase expand my future or just my ego? Cut what doesn't serve your growth. Warning 7. Control your tongue. Solomon called reckless words a sword that cuts both ways. Here's what the wealthy know. Your mouth can build empires or burn them down. One careless boast can attract envy. One loose promise can destroy trust. One emotional outburst can cost you a deal worth millions. The higher you climb, the more your words weigh. The truly rich, they speak less but mean more. They don't gossip. They don't complain. They don't reveal their next move until it's already done. Before speaking, ask, does this add value or risk? If it's not strengthening your position, strengthen your silence instead. Warning 8. Avoid debt like a trap. Solomon's warning is brutal. The borrower is slave to the lender. And today, debt wears a suit. It's called leverage, credit, 0% financing, but the chains are the same. Here's the truth. Debt doesn't fuel wealth, it fuels obligation. The rich use debt as a tool, not a lifeline. They don't borrow for liabilities, cars, vacations, lifestyle. They borrow for appreciating assets, if at all. But the average person, they trade tomorrow's freedom for today's illusion. If your debt isn't making you richer each month, it's making you poorer. Start killing bad debt today. Warning 9. Don't follow the crowd. Solomon warned of the way that seems right to a man but ends in ruin. And right now, the crowd is screaming, buy this crypto, follow this trend. Everyone's getting rich this way. But wealth isn't a popularity contest. It's a test of patience. The richest investors, entrepreneurs, and thinkers all have one thing in common. They zig when others zag. They buy when others panic. They build quietly while others chase noise. If everyone is doing it, question it. Real opportunities don't need hype. Warning 10. Ignore discipline and lose it all. Solomon's final warning is the sharpest. Without self-control, a city is broken through. Wealth without discipline is like a fortress with no walls. It doesn't matter how much you have. If you can't protect it, you'll lose it. The wealthy don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. They don't chase moves. They enforce standards. They know small leaks sink great ships. Audit one area of financial leaks, spending, time, distractions, and plug it. Discipline compounds. Start small, but start now. These aren't just ancient proverbs. They're the invisible architecture of lasting wealth. Principles that have outlived empires, recessions, and generations of financial folly. Ask yourself, which of these warnings have you been ignoring? Have you traded discipline for distraction? Have you let the crowd dictate your moves? Have you confused income with wealth or debt with power? The difference between prosperity and poverty isn't luck, it's what you choose to avoid. Here's the challenge. Apply just one of these warnings this week. Cut one foolish expense. End one toxic financial relationship. Silence one impulsive money decision. That's how empires are built, not by giant leaps, but by daily disciplines. Now, I want to hear from you. Which warning hit hardest? Comment below with the number that challenged you most, because awareness is the first step, but action is what separates the rich from the regretful.